with your hosts, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Wednesday afternoon. Welcome into the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham alongside Jeremy Jeffco. We'll be with you for the next hour, taking your phone calls, taking your comments, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. Auburn takes care of business last night on the road against Missouri in dominating fashion in the second half of that game. One final game in the regular season remaining, a home game against Georgia. We'll talk about that game last night, break that down a little bit, look around the SEC as well. Again, 4 games tonight. We'll see how it goes with Tennessee. And again, shaping up possibly to be some tiebreakers there, or a tie of 13-5 in the league with possibly up to 5 teams finishing. So could be wild as it finishes. No tiebreakers. They would all split the title.
Oh.
So they'll have tiebreaker when it comes to
Tennessee doesn't just take care of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tennessee is the one they're sitting on top right now, but that game at South Carolina, that looks very, very interesting tonight. So we'll certainly pay attention to that. And a good old-fashioned businessman special today. You don't see a lot of these in college baseball, but Auburn will take on Air Force at 1 o'clock, immediately following the Auburn Blitz. So look for that. They were supposed to play yesterday and got rained out. So we'll see. But would love to get your thoughts, as always. 256-234-6221. JJ, it's been a wild, or it's been an interesting basketball season so far, but Auburn and Missouri last night, Auburn takes care of business.
Well, just a well-played game offensively, especially. You know, when you shoot 52% from the field, 35% from 3, 86% from the free throw line, 41 rebounds, 16 assists, only 11 turnovers, 8 blocks, 4 steals, 48 in the paint, 22 second chance points. Just a well-rounded, offensive performance by Auburn. That's how you get to 101 points and, take care of a team that's winless in the league. I think Auburn, to a degree in the first half, maybe played with their food a little bit. But, they were better than Missouri, and they knew that. And so I thought in the second half you really saw a pretty sharp offensive performance especially.
Yeah, Auburn or Missouri has played pretty close with their opponents. They are 0-17 now in the league, but they have lost a lot of close games, so they haven't played terrible at home, especially. But like Bruce Pearl said, Auburn is at its best when everybody contributes. 5 guys in double figures last night, 2 of them with 9 points. And 2 of those guys at the point guard position. If you look at the point guard position in together with Holloway and Donaldson, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 0 turnovers. That's something that Auburn has not been getting. If they get that going forward, that could be a huge deal moving into the tournament.
Yeah, and that's really kind of that. And I think that's what we're all sort of waiting on, right? Is what happens come tournament time. Now that the regular season's sort of winding down. Tennessee, South Carolina tonight will probably tell us a great deal about. I mean, obviously the winner of that game is, if Tennessee wins it, they're going to be the regular season champion. South Carolina wins it, they've got a chance to be. So we'll see how it kind of boils down. It may be far more interesting before it's over with who 3 and 4 are, because that gets you the double bye.
Right.
And you're looking at Alabama with 5 conference losses, Auburn 5 conference losses, Kentucky with 5 conference losses. So, that's going to shake. Somebody is going to play earlier than the other 2.
Correct. The tiebreakers are, I think it's obviously winning percentage. That may, I don't know if it's total, for the season. That would put Alabama at a disadvantage because they've got a lesser record than Auburn for sure. But again, it all depends on what happens in these games tonight. So all eyes will probably be on what happens tonight. Looking at this game, some of the things that Bruce Pearl had to say, he obviously gave credit to Missouri, talking about how they could have packed it in earlier this year, but have not. They have continued to play hard, to give great effort. Again, I mean, you lose by 20 or what?
27.
27. That's but they were only down by 5 at the half. Auburn had a pretty good game in the second half. That's why they pulled away late, and that's what's kind of happened to Missouri throughout the year. But better point guard play, that's what he talked about. Aiden Holloway improved tremendously. Defensively, he said, his quickness, his toughness really seemed to step up defensively, but he shot the ball a little bit better. Again, 9 points apiece. It doesn't sound like a lot, but if you get 9 from both of your point guards, your starter and your backup, the NCAA tournament has long been about guard play, and we've talked about this quite a bit here in the last couple of weeks, how we need to get more out of Aiden Holloway, and really Trey Donaldson had been struggling. So
so much of the tournament's about guard play because you've got to take care of the basketball.
Yeah.
If you can't protect the basketball, and if you start getting into those 16, 18 turnovers, you're going to get beat. Usually earlier than you would like to.
Yeah. And it's win or go home.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way that works. He was asked, is it difficult, or how is it staying focused against a team that is winless in the SEC? This makes us made us really nervous. Them being 0-16, not having a win. You always thought, I told Luke last night, for the normal guy, everybody else in the country was looking at this as a guaranteed win for Auburn. Every Auburn fan was looking at Missouri going, yeah, they're due. They're due to get a win finally.
Look, sometimes
this happened to Alabama.
I would agree with you when somebody is 0-8, 0-9, they're due. When you get to 0-16, you just are who you are, man. You're just not a good basketball
player. Well, I think was it last year or 2 years ago? Alabama went over to Georgia. Georgia had not won a game, and they ended up winning one conference. I think they were 0-14, and they beat Alabama. You know, they ended up like 1-18 or 1-17. So that was their one. So I figured, this could happen, but you never know. Well, sometimes you do know. But Bruce talked about, look, he says, what I focused all week on was we're probably a 4 seed in the NCAA tournament. Not a bad spot, but 3 would be better. And 5 or 6 wouldn't be nearly as good. So we wanted to have our guys understand, look, you lose this game here, we're a 5. We lose another game, we're a 6. Then all of a sudden, you're facing that 3 in the second game of the tournament. So it's all about seeding.
I haven't seen the bracketology this week. Have you seen where
they projecting Auburn as a 5 right now?
As a 5 right now.
But you could play their way into a 4.
I kind of look at Alabama and Auburn both as 4s right now.
I hope they had Alabama as a 4. That was a projection.
Alabama previous week was a 3, projecting 3, but you lose a home game, then you lose a tough road game.
Right.
But yeah, they kind of both look like 4 seeds to me.
That'd be. You don't want the dreaded 5-12.
No.
You want the 4-11 if you can, or the 4-13 if you can get it for sure. All right, don't go anywhere. We got to take a break, but we'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau tri-tunes, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
let's get serious. Let's get Arctic Air serious. You want your car and truck to live longer, don't you? Well, it's about maintenance. Same thing with Arctic Air. You see the number at the bottom of the screen? Call them right now. Let me tell you something. You want to be comfortable? We all want to be comfortable.
Here are 3 great Chevrolet offers from Glenn Smith in Opelika. Check out the powerful full-size and fully loaded Chevrolet Silverado High Country, discounted up to $13,000 off. Or the roomy midsize 3-row SUV, the Chevy Traverse, discounted up to $8,000 off. And the perfect size Chevy Equinox, up to $7,500 off. No payments until summertime. Over 300 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and JJ here with you. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us on this Wednesday afternoon. We are brought to you each and every day by Russell Dewitt Center. 9 locations around Central Alabama for all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be. Go and check them out today. J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation for all of your needs. 334-531-0199. And Central Alabama Community College. 4 campuses around Central Alabama: Alexander City, Childersburg, Talladega, and Prattville. Go and check them out. They are a great place to get a great education around this area. One thing that Bruce pointed out that, we have all talked about road games this year, how difficult it's been. But Bruce said, look, 3rd time in the last 7 years that we've got a winning record on the road. So Auburn has done pretty well. I mean, gone, I think 5-4 on the road. Now, granted, look, they beat the teams they should have beaten.
That's an important part.
Yeah.
Of that formula, right? When you go on the road, it's understandable if you go on the road to Kentucky and take a loss, right? It's understandable if you go to Tennessee or Alabama or this year South Carolina or, even Florida, the way they're playing basketball. What you don't want to do is go on the road to a Missouri or to an A&M that's struggling and take a loss there.
I'm trying to recall. Auburn beat Arkansas. Thought Arkansas was going to be a pretty good team at the beginning of the year. Turned out not so much.
Yeah.
But they blew them out. They beat Arkansas. They beat Missouri, obviously. They beat Georgia on the road. They beat Vanderbilt on the road. And there's one more in there that I'm not recalling at the moment. But
LSU or Ole Miss?
Beat LSU on the road. There you go. That's the 5. And 5 subpar teams this year. If you go on the road to those teams, you got to win those games.
It's like baseball, right? Win at home, split on the road.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. All right. Tonight, as you mentioned, Tennessee. Well, last night, Georgia takes care of Ole Miss. Ole Miss started out really well. They have fallen off as of late. That's kind of typical. They go through the out of conference,
typical
build up
Kennedy
your resume a little bit. What happened to Alabama last night? I mean, Florida, pretty good team. This game went into overtime in Tuscaloosa.
Well, I think you saw kind of a carryover the second half of the Tennessee game, where I think Alabama went like 2 of 13 from 3 or something like that. kind of carried over. The shots weren't falling.
Yeah.
A matter of fact, it's funny. I got a text from my old high school basketball coach last night, who's not an Alabama fan. He's actually a South Carolina fan.
Okay.
But he said, good Lord, 4 guys on the baseline, kick out 3. He said the hustle is there, but they're frantic and forcing bricks. He said Tennessee game ripped them a bit. Need a reset. So he thinks it was kind of the Tennessee game sort of ripped their heart out, and then you go down to Florida and the shots still aren't falling, and you're hustling around, but it's just not there.
That tends to happen. I mean,
sometimes when you play a game that's a de facto championship game, and you lose it,
you get beat twice.
That hangover, and look, losing to Florida on the road is no.
Yeah,
that's a
the
good
one game.
basketball team.
It's the one game Auburn's gotten blown out this year. Is down in Florida.
Florida looks like a Sweet 16 team right now. I mean, they look really good.
Some comments rolling through, if I can get. Great performance overall last night. Holloway played better, but I wish Auburn would eliminate the hot dog play. Speaking of K.D. Johnson, from Steve Stevens. Yeah, the behind-the-back pass, when it works, it's beautiful. It's fine. There's several of those that have not worked, and then it looks terrible, and you would want it. You certainly want it to stop. Jeffrey Hardy, fun fact, a foul was called every 1.25 minutes for a total of 50. It's getting hard to watch basketball. It was hard last night. It seemed like it was just a foul every other possession.
This is a common complaint in Southeastern Conference officiating because during the season, they pretty much let you play. I mean, during most of the regular season, it's crash up derby back there. You know what I mean? But then as you get into tournament time, they tighten it up. And so just call it the same all year, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to call it tight all year. Don't, when you get to the end of the season tournament time, start tightening up because you get the NCAA tournament, I mean, you're going to see hand checks called and, all sorts of things. So, why not call it that way all the time?
John says, agreed, may get worse when we see the outcome of Dartmouth basketball voting to unionize. I'm not sure what effect that will have on the refereeing, but that is a developing story. Dartmouth did vote to unionize. We'll see what happens with that moving forward. It might get tied up all the way to the Supreme Court, and that might take years. So who knows what will happen here in the.
Well, there's going to have to be, as we've talked about before. You can't stop somebody from collectivizing, right? Unless you have a piece of legislation, the antitrust legislation.
Yeah.
Unless you have that, there's nothing you can do. So
we'll see. Got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes. They're installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters. Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing is the #1 auto and boat detailing company in Central Alabama. Don't trust your boat or vehicle to just anybody. Hire the professionals. Top-of-the-line ceramic coating, detailing, gel coat restoration, and paint correction gives you the options to take care of your vehicle the right way. Located at 702 McCarty Road in Dayville, Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have you riding in style. Call them today at 256-794-2328 for Superior Automotive and Boat Detailing.
J.A. Smith Construction is your trusted choice for construction site clearing and grading for new home construction, underground utilities and site work, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and JJ here with you till about 1 o'clock on the show today. And again, immediately following the Auburn Blitz, Auburn and Air Force will get underway in a good old-fashioned businessman special there at Plainsman Park. We got a new sponsor coming on with us, JJ, Pepper Tree Steaks and Wines there in Auburn, East Glen Avenue. Tremendous place to get a great meal. Wednesdays, the special salmon or cracked chicken breast. Salmon or cracked chicken breast. So if you're looking for a tremendous meal,
I'll take the salmon.
Yeah, there you go.
And what time will it be here?
Yeah.
Rare, please.
There you go. March, they've got some event specials going on. March 8th and 9th, date night, meal for two. 8-ounce filet or 12-ounce ribeye, $79.99 cooked or uncooked. Each meal includes 2 twice-baked potatoes, 2 bacon-wrapped shrimp kebabs, 2 salads, and 2 rolls. So there you go.
There you go.
Date night for you and the missus, or you and the whoever you'd like. So Pepper Tree there in Auburn, Steaks and Wines. Go and check them out. John said Bama had no effective response to Florida's barrage. Lyles Griffin says, what is the scenario for a 5-way tie? Well, if Auburn's got to obviously beat Georgia, who they play Saturday. Alabama needs to beat Arkansas, who they play Saturday. That would both secure them at 13-5. If Tennessee loses to South Carolina tonight and to Kentucky at home on Saturday, they would end up 13-5.
Kentucky wins out.
Well, if Kentucky, Kentucky's got to win out. They've obviously got to beat Vanderbilt tonight, which they will do.
They will do, yes.
At home. And they got to beat Tennessee on the road for their final game. And South Carolina has to lose to Tennessee or has to beat Tennessee tonight and has to lose to Mississippi State on the road on Saturday. That would put them all 5.
All of that could happen. I put the odds somewhere around 7.3% of all of that happening.
Tennessee losing out, probably not going to happen. But look,
Tennessee at home tonight.
Look, they got beat by South Carolina at home. Going on the road has been a nightmare for everybody. Mm-hmm. So I could definitely see them losing tonight. Now, losing at home, even to Kentucky, as well as Kentucky is playing, that might be unlikely.
Unlikely. It's certainly not impossible. But,
no.
Kentucky's good enough to win that game. You know, what sets Tennessee apart is, number one, they play Rick Barnes style defense, which Rick Barnes, I don't care what anybody says, is a defensive genius. Nobody is tougher to play against than his defenses. And he just happens to have the best scorer in the league, too, in my opinion. So when you add that together, pretty tough.
Yeah. If Dalton Connect has another game like he did against Auburn, ain't nobody beating Tennessee.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. You get in a tournament, you got to have a dog, right? You got to have that one or two guys that, you lean on, and they certainly have no trouble with that at Tennessee.
No.
And what I love about him, too, is he has no trouble taking that. Like, hey, the game's tight. You know what? Just give me the ball. Get out of the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He wants the ball. That's for sure. So Tennessee and South Carolina, that's in Columbia tonight. So that's the one that I think everybody's watching, are going to be watching. LSU at Arkansas, Vandy at Kentucky, and Mississippi State at Texas A&M at 8 o'clock on ESPN.
So for the 5-way tie, the first two things that need to happen are a South Carolina win tonight.
Yep.
And a Kentucky win tonight.
Yep.
There you go.
And that'll put,
And then that'll put everything in motion that could possibly happen Saturday.
Yeah. So that's the one I'm going to be watching for sure. Tennessee at South Carolina. That's the most unlikely, I guess. And I don't even think that's really unlikely. I think that's reasonable to assume that South Carolina will play well. And certainly they played well at home. They may be a bad matchup for Tennessee. That's what so many of these games are about matchups. And for whatever reason, South Carolina, the only team that's the only loss, I think, home loss Tennessee had all year long was South Carolina. So
if you finish in that five-way tie too, then like I said, you got one of those 5 teams is going to get left out of the that top 4 double bye, right?
Yep.
So, consequences.
Oh, there are consequences. Every time you play, there are consequences for sure.
So when you do
big
brackets, like, I don't know. I used to think that I could look at a bracket and have a pretty good idea of how to fill it out, right? Then a few years ago, I started looking at the Ken Palm rankings, just looking at them, right? Just, because you would find a little nugget, right? You'd find like a San Diego State who's, a 12 seed or a 13. But then you look and they have like the #1 defense in the nation and they got all seniors on there. You go, okay, let me ride that dark horse. You know what I mean? So
At least to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting now, all the information we have to fill out brackets with. And, the person who wins the office pool is usually the one who just liked the colors.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's usually too much information.
Yeah.
You outcoach yourself. Up against the break, don't go anywhere. More to come on this edition of the Auburn Blitz.
"76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community."
Egg rolls are back at Zaxby's. They're hand-rolled and come with a delicious sweet and spicy dipping sauce. But enough from me. Let the egg rolls do the talking. And there you have it. 2 for $3 egg rolls. Woo, saucy! Zaxby's.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug-tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our best rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Bucks Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bucks Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bucksisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Fried chicken, and wontons, and teriyaki glaze, and an egg roll. Some people think the Zaxby's Sensation Salad is too delicious to be a salad. Yep, that's why we call it a salad. The Zaxby's Sensation Salad. Zaxby's.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz, the Wednesday edition. Hope you're doing well on this day. Looks like it's going to be at least no rain today and tomorrow, so should be pretty nice, kind of spring-like weather. Auburn going to play a 1 o'clock game here at Plainsman Park against Air Force. Air Force 4-7 on the year. This will also be on the SEC Network Plus, if you want to stream that. Got a couple of promotions. I don't know as I've ever heard this promotion before. Unique, JJ. Number one, $2 hot dogs. That's not terribly uncommon, but that's a pretty good deal for a hot dog these days.
Definitely.
Also, it being hump day, I'm not kidding, Auburn going to be featuring a photo opportunity with a live camel located on the concourse inside the gates behind home plate.
All right, I am going to tell you, because I've had a photo opportunity with a camel.
Okay.
And this is about 5 years ago. I was at a car dealership on a Saturday morning, and they had a petting zoo out there, and one of the animals they had was a camel. So I wanted to take a selfie with the camel, right? So the camel's leaning his head over the gate, you know. So I just turn around and put my face right up next to his, hold the camera out like this. They will bite you, because as soon as I snapped the picture, he turned his head to bite my cheek, and I turned my head. So it's actually an action shot. You see his mouth open and my head turning like this in the selfie. But yeah, so be careful with a camel. They can and will, and they got big teeth. You don't realize.
I bet.
Until they show you. But they can and will bite you.
Maybe this one will be muzzled. I don't know.
People don't think of camels as being dangerous, but it's kind of like caterpillars. You don't think of caterpillar being dangerous. If you find yourself in the presence of a saddleback caterpillar,
they'll bite you.
Yeah.
Sting you. Yeah, they'll hurt. There you go. Kiddies, all you children out there,
I'm just saying
and
be
adults,
careful.
Be careful.
Yes.
But you can get your picture taken with a live camel today at Plainsman Park. So great promotion. We'll see. Good thing it's good weather for sure. Connor McBride was supposed to start last night. I'm assuming he will start today. He has already got one victory on the year, taking on a freshman in Patrick Davidson. Will be his first start of the year, it appears. Auburn 7-1 at home, outscoring their opponents 71-24 in 8 home games so far. Has hit 11 hit a home run in 11 straight games. That is the longest streak of a season opening streak since 1979. Previous streak was 7 games, so off to a great start as far as knocking the ball out of the park. 29 stolen bases for Auburn right now through the season. That's good for 11th in the country. Team last year did not steal 29 bases until April 22nd, 39 games into the season. So hitting the ball out of the park and stealing bases, that's a pretty good combination.
It is. I don't mean to discount it, but I just don't pay attention till we get to the conference.
It's a fair point.
Yeah, I learned a long time ago, man. You can get wrong impressions either way, good or bad, until the conference season starts, and then everybody's on their game, and then and it's you are who you are.
Anytime though, any streak, no matter what you're doing, obviously every streak starts in the out of conference. When you've done something since 1979.
Yeah.
I pay attention to it.
Yeah.
I'll say, look, okay, well, looks like we're going to be this kind of team this year. And usually, so many times you're either or. You're a team that plays small ball, steals a lot of bases, or you're a team that sits back and hits a lot of home runs. Right now, Auburn doing both, so that's a good place to be for sure. Cooper Weiss leads the SEC and is second in the country with 12 stolen bases, so that's a big part of that. Ike Irish became the fourth fastest player in program history to reach 100 career hits last weekend. 68 games played. Only Scott Pratt in 61 games faster. Or Todd Faulkner, 63 games. Tim Hudson, 66 games, have reached the milestone faster. So Ike Irish, the player that we all thought he could be and was kind of hoping he would be. A lot of people came out, teams around the SEC, it seemed like, wanted to steal him away last year, but remained at Auburn. That's the kind of thing you got to worry about in the modern world of college athletics. Guys, teams coming after your players. You not only have to recruit new players, you got to recruit your own players to come back. But that's what it is. So Alabama played pretty well this year. I know you hadn't paid a lot of attention, but Alabama, I think, number 15 in the country. After all like I told Luke last night, after all they went through with Bohannon, they may have lucked into a really good coach.
Yeah, sometimes it happens that way. You weren't planning on it, and then, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, this guy ain't so bad.
Yeah. I think, look, you can make that argument in South Carolina basketball, right? I mean, who would have thought you're going to get rid of? I mean, look, Frank Martin's a great, great coach. And now you're like, oh, well, yeah, okay, we did make the right call, And
it could be also that one-year thing where you have this great first year, and then a couple of years and you're like,
yeah.
Yeah. Whatever happened to Frank Martin? Did he go somewhere?
I don't know. Where's Frank Martin? I don't know.
That's a good question. You wonder why it never really worked at South Carolina.
He had some teams that were competitive, and he always had brilliant defense. I mean, that's kind of his thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know why it wouldn't work there. Now, all right, now he is, UMass.
Okay. Hadn't heard a lot from them.
I knew he couldn't have retired. He's only 57. So, UMass.
Up against another break. We'll be back with one final segment on this Wednesday, right after this.
When drinking, take a sober ride home, not someone's life. Alabama has a code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. This is a message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
J.A. Smith Construction is your trusted choice for construction site clearing and grading for new home construction, underground utilities and site work, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Chick-fil-A is always the best option when you're on the go, but they are also great when it comes to planning your next event, from tailgating to birthday parties to weddings. Call Chick-fil-A Alexander City at 256-289-7955 for catering or order on the Chick-fil-A app. Make sure to choose the Alexander City location and have your catering order ready to go. Nugget trays, mac and cheese trays, fruit trays, cookie trays, gallons of our famous lemonade or tea, and chilled grilled chicken sub sandwiches, and a lot more options. Make it Chick-fil-A Alexander City for your next event.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
Catch a ride, not a buzz.
Hey, can you come get me?
Being buzzed still counts. Alabama has a code of the road, and knowing it helps you follow it. This is a message from your Alabama Department of Transportation.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz on this Wednesday afternoon. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. And again, thank you to Russell Doing Center, J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation, and Central Alabama Community College. Also, remember those Pepper Tree Steaks and Wines specials. Some great deals out there, and some excellent, exquisite food from there. So go and check them out if you're in the Auburn area. Pepper Tree Steaks and Wines. Remember the Auburn and Air Force getting underway just here in a few minutes. First pitch scheduled for 1 o'clock. So that should be fun. And go get your picture made with a live camel. I don't know if you can ride him, but maybe you get your picture. I went to the Ark up in Kentucky several years ago. They had a live camel you could ride. A little around the track. So I did not do that, bud.
I don't know if they're doing that at the Auburn game or not.
I don't think so, bud. I don't know where you'd ride it, but there will be one out there. Should be a lot of fun. For sure. And keep your eye on Tennessee at South Carolina tonight. If South Carolina wins that game, it's going to set up for a very, very interesting next Saturday.
Yeah, no question.
That lot of things could happen for sure. It is March the 6th. On this day, 1836, the Battle of the Alamo.
Remember the Alamo.
Remember the Alamo. Jim Bowie, Davy Crockett, all lost their lives in that one. But, yeah, the Battle of the Alamo today. 1954, the first ACC basketball tournament. NC State defeated Wake Forest 82-80 in overtime.
Sounds like a very good game.
Very great. Just a little surprised Wake Forest was in there.
Yeah.
But nonetheless. 1964, pretty good boxer by the name of Cassius Clay changed his name to Muhammad Ali.
You know, as alliterative and marketable as the name Cassius Clay is, because you can see that being a good sports name, right?
Sure.
Muhammad Ali, probably the most, universally recognized sports figure in history?
If not Michael Jordan now.
I don't know. I don't know. I think Muhammad.
Think so?
In terms of all time, right? In terms of all the whole world, all time.
Yeah, I mean, considering he fought on several different continents.
Yeah.
I mean, he was beloved by so many, for sure.
Floating like a butterfly.
Sting like a bee. Yeah. Happy birthday today, Lefty Grove, Hall of Fame pitcher.
It's the only person on your list I hadn't heard of.
Really?
Yeah. Lefty Grove.
Yeah, he won the Triple Crown, pitching Triple Crown back in the day. Born on this day, 1900. Died the year I was born, 1975. Bob Wills.
He's still the king, right?
As far as I know.
Okay.
And have you ever seen? Did you watch the Ken Burns documentary, Country Music?
I watched a lot of it.
It's really, really good. But I never knew. You know, I've heard a lot of these Bob Wills songs, and you hear a guy singing, and you hear a guy in the background, whoa, just kind of calling out. That's Bob Wills.
Right.
It's not the guy singing. Tommy Dugan is the guy singing. But nonetheless, funny. Waylon Jennings had a popular song, Bob Wills is still the king.
Bob Wills is still the king.
There you
That's
go.
right.
1905, Lou Costello, born on this day, 1906, of Abbott and Costello.
Who's on first? They were the Who's on First dudes.
I believe you're right.
Yeah.
Ed McMahon.
Yes.
Yeah. Of course, Johnny Carson, Star Search, for all you that remember the 80s.
Any of you not old enough to remember Johnny and Ed, you should go back and watch some of the stuff.
Absolutely.
Because basically Johnny would opine on whatever, and Ed would sit over there and go, ha, 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 yes.
Yes, sir. You are correct, sir. Yes.
You are correct, sir. Yeah.
But he did Star Search. That was long before there was Who's Got Talent.
Or American
there was
Idol. Yeah.
Star Search.
Yeah. Matter of fact, do you know who one of the winners of a Star Search was? I believe it was a Star Search. Yeah, it was a Star Search. Brad Paisley won a Star Search when he was like 11 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did not know that. Ed Whitlock, the oldest person to ever run a marathon under 4 hours at 85.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I would say. Born on the day 1931. Apparently it killed him because he died a couple of years later in 2017. But the 85 years old, and he ran a marathon under 4 hours. That's unbelievable. Willie Stargell, Hall of Famer. David Gilmour.
Of Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd, there you go. Dick Fosbury. He developed the Fosbury flop.
Oh, yeah.
He's the first guy to go backwards over the high jump. He created a new style that everybody uses now. Rob Reiner.
Meathead.
Tom Arnold. Sleepy Floyd. D.L. Hughley. And Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal.
All born on this day. It's going to wrap it up for us. He's JJ. I'm Andy. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.